Good day, everyone. It's Kevin Off, CEO of Action Coach of DFW, Action Coach of Texas. Today, we've got with us Bhaskara Rallabandi. He's the owner of Invences, and he's going to share with us best practices, lessons learned, what he's learned around how to scale his business, and what not to do as well. So, Bhaskara, thank you for pouring into the business community. Really appreciate it. Just give us a little bit of background on you and your business.
Sure. Thank you very much, Kevin. Right. Thank you for great opportunity to discuss about, always entrepreneurship is a kind of a journey, right? It's not
It
like it
is.
always start with, you start with something, an idea, and it will kind of grow and scale out, right? So Invences is a system integration company. It's a technology solutions company where we are working with the telco, cloud, infrastructure, security, networking, and enterprises. Okay, this is kind of a domain where I worked last 20 plus years. So I'm kind of started my own where, right, trying to contributing all the best practices that what I learned from the industry and bringing them and trying to serve the community, right? So we are very much focused into telecommunications, wireless communications, cloud computing, edge devices, IoT, right? Data center related and security, networking, and we are specialized in the private networks, enterprise private networks. We are currently working with a few enterprises which has a large indoor and outdoor facilities where we are building their own 4G and own 5G CBRS based networks. So this is, we are very proud to doing all the way from, architecture, design, and doing a blueprint and doing a proof of concept, and doing a cutover of the sites and providing day zero, day one, day X kind of services for any small and medium enterprises today. And we're closely working with most of the tier one operators and OEMs in part of our business. So that's how we define, and we are around 40 plus people team today, and we are based in Carrollton, we are kind of building the labs, building the data centers, and providing services, anything which related to deployment, configuration, integration, validation, right? We are there helping, as a smart hands, right? So Invences is the key area of the Invences, the core area is becoming a system integrator. So, and we started with some of the professional services, vertical, right? And today we have almost 70% of the business from the professional services. What it means, it has like, staff augmentation, and we have a managed capacity, managed services. So the vertical, like kind of, it's already on autopilot, it's kind of running on its wheel. And the second vertical we started is the product and solutions. Last 10 months, I have 1,000 plus meetings with the enterprises, all kind of level OEMs and tier one operators, where we have a meaningful 25 reseller agreements. That is what we are building our product and solution portfolio. So my professional services and product and solutions portfolio will help Invences to achieve as our vision as a core integrator, right? Systems integrator. If for the telco, cloud, infrastructure, security, networking, and enterprise side. So this is our kind of, and our fourth leg that everybody wants the cherry on the cake, right? So that is AI, ML, and Gen AI. So we are not trying to boiling the ocean. We're just trying to, doing some meaningful use cases for the telco operations and private networks. That's where we are four different legs. That's how the Invences is stand up. Right?
Excellent. Well done. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
And
definitely,
there's
definitely.
nothing rocket science, right? It's a consistently, persistently, every day kind of doing, kind of talking to the people and giving them, singing the same song again and again and again. We started believing it. Yes, we are doing it, and we deliver a few projects. And currently, we are working with and tier one operators and OEMs where we are working as a system integrator and doing some of the private networks, edge data center related work.
Excellent. So as we get started here with the interview or with the business spotlight, how would folks find your business? What's the best place to go? What's the URL website?
Invences.com.
Invences.com.
In Invences.com, you can follow in the LinkedIn Invences, INC, and Invences.com. If you want to understand our capabilities, Invences.com/capabilities, where you can find all our capabilities, what we are capable of doing it. And that will tell like, our capability, deck and ongoing projects and, achievements.
Excellent. So thank you for that. So folks want to look at, check you out, check your business out while they're listening to you, the recording, that'd be awesome.
Right.
So if you've grown to over 40 team members, what do you attribute your growth to, Bhaskara?
What is that?
What do you attribute your growth to? You're up to over 40 employees. Well done.
Mhm.
You're providing means for over 40 families. What do you attribute that growth to?
So it's, we started with, when we started Invences, right? And Invences was registered in 2018, but really we started business in 2020, 2021, right? Right in the kind of middle end of the COVID time frame. You know how the, small businesses are ending up with the COVID that time, right? And we started kind of handpicking some of, some of the projects which we are capable of delivering, right? And that's where we started with some professional services work. And, in 2022, 2023, we did great. And we reached now at a 40 people. Around 12 different projects are currently ongoing. And we are kind of expecting more this year. So we are very proud, to contribute something, especially, the community where I have been kind of worked last 20 years, like telco, cloud, infrastructure, security, networking, this kind of, piece, right? So now I'm going back and trying, since we have been, understand the challenges of that, domain, right? And we are now using all the best practices, right? Because most of the information in the telecommunications or wireless communication cloud is not like, it's a lot of tribal knowledge, right? It's somebody needs to, understand who actually done it before. So that's where, our expertise. We are not just doing business. We are bringing a lot of technical expertise to the table, where we are kind of, training people, teaching, and, kind of teaching them hands-on, right? And before even we kind of onboard into our projects.
Excellent. We've already started to answer the next question, which is what makes your business unique?
Right. So the unique is like, the domain, right? First of all, right? I start with the domain, like, very few companies which are doing, telecommunications, cloud, infrastructure, security, and networking related in a small scale, right? There are a lot of system integrators, a lot of, implementation partners out there. They come up with a lot of overheads, but we are kind of, simple, right? And we do all the way, whole soups to nuts, whole nine yards of the design to implementation to delivery of the project. And we kind of, our turnaround times are less than a week in order to scale up, scale up the resources, right? And we can do across the, pan America, right? And any states in America that we can currently, working on. And also we are started looking into some of the Canada as well as Latin America, including Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, and these areas. We are looking for some of the nearshore facilities in order to deliver some of the tier 1 and tier 2 work, that our customers are looking for. So
Phenomenal. So if you reflect back to when you started the business, if you had to start it all over again from square one, what would you do differently? What could you share with other owners you do differently, my friend?
yeah, that's a very good question. And definitely, like, never mix business and emotion. That's what one thing I learned.
That's
And
good.
when you bring the emotions into the business, and you never do the justification. Okay, if you want to do charity, if you want to do emotion, keep it outside of the business and help as many as people, but not inside the business. That's the one thing. And try to, keep your P&L, straight from the day one, because sometimes we start small and we say, like, okay, yeah, I know what is coming, what is going, you count numbers on the fingers. That is not a good practice. Let's put everything on the books, and every expense, what is the expenses, capex, what is opex, and what is kind of your P&L. So you need to be clear for every quarter, whether you are, what is what is your profit and loss. That is very, very key, right? And before you investing in business, some businesses says, okay, invest now to save future. That is kind of an approach a lot of people cannot do under SMBs, small and medium businesses. It's very hard. Maybe for the big companies, yes, they can invest now to doing a lot of automation and optimization to save a lot of money later. But SMBs, we just need to be very careful, in terms of our investments, in terms of our commitments, right? and that's where, like, I learned a lot of, I'm still learning, right, a lot of things. And those are the 2 cents that I can tell Kevin, right? It's like, never mix emotions, be practical, and P&L, always check P&L, and before you make any investment, check what it is bringing back to the table, right? And there is no fun hiring and firing. And when you are hiring and hire right people, keep it for the long term. Try to build the DNA rather than, like, you're reinventing the wheel again and again and again, which will kind of take your efforts, money, and time. So
speak about employees. Yeah, what have been your biggest learnings as an employer?
okay, so it's always like, I have seen the other side where I was an employee for, multiple employers in the past, right? And definitely now, kind of, now I'm providing employment to the multiple employees, right? And definitely they're all, like, Invences family. So we are kind of, making sure they are kind of getting paychecks on time, right? And their right projects, and they're delivering their projects, and also they're upskilling themselves, and they're being competent enough, in order to challenge the competition, right? And also, able to do the projects, right? And also, like, we will make sure they will get the right benefits, right, insurance and stuff, and whatnot. So, and we are always approachable. Our HR teams will be kind of, very approachable. If they have any issues, that they can come and discuss. And based on that, and definitely, like, because when you're running a company, a 40-50 people company, right, and always there will be a lot of challenges. People have problems, everybody have problems, right? Everybody will come with problems. You are the one who needs to be have patience, and listen them, and try to address it properly, whether it is inside or outside, or personal, or what kind of, which bucket you want to put that problem, right? And based on that, you need to address the problem, and try to help, as kind of, as much as, like, from your, you know whatever help that you can do, right? So
Thank you for that. So you've probably experienced being an entrepreneur. You've got your business, you've got your personal life. How do you balance the two, Bhaskar?
I should ask that question to my wife. Okay. Yeah, because at least, like, I'm a full-time entrepreneur from last 10 months. Before
Yeah.
that, like, yeah, we were kind of, my wife was running this business,
Okay.
and trying to do whatever she can, right? And because she is mostly focused on the software as a service, right? And she is not doing anything telco, cloud, infrastructure, security. She was mostly doing on the software related, because that is her background. So when I quit Samsung and started, last 10 months back, it's almost 11 months maybe now. It's So then I brought all my experience into the picture, which is the telco, cloud, infrastructure, security, networking, this area. That's where I'm building, right? So last 10 months, I have 1,000 plus meetings. I have at least on an average, 13 to 14 hours long days on an average, and I'm working 6 days a week, right? And I have a lot of complaints from friends that I'm not meeting more frequently as before, right? And people saying you changed, man. People saying now you are kind of, people also appreciating, right? I'm overwhelming that the amount of work that I'm doing, and trying to bring this together and build this company, right? And it's kind of a both ways, but at least at this point of my wife is kind of definitely a heavy lifting with 3 kids at
Wow.
okay. So she's been helping, and I'm trying to see, and but I dedicatedly kind of, Sundays I'm spending, and otherwise, 6 days a week I'm trying to bring this, business, and talking to the people, doing collaborations, right, and whatnot. It's definitely, it's a painful, stressful kind of, life. Maybe it will take maybe a year or two, right, until unless you set up your business to a level where you can take a big breath, right? So still, I'm running 200 miles per hour. So if you ask me now, I'm not doing the justification to the life, but is that worth? The question again, sometimes I ask myself, it is not worth for sure, but it's you who took the decision. Life is all about making choices and dealing with consequences. You make a choice, and you deal with the consequence. I make a choice to become an entrepreneur. I make a choice to come out of a comfort zone where I was working and start something, which is meaningful, and to give a 100% best shot to make it work, right? So that's the reason I'm putting extra time. So I cannot complain to anybody. It's me who push myself into a comfort zone to this kind of a busy life. But yeah, and it's not, I cannot do it for the life long like this. It's kind of a, you always have that power play 1 or 2 years in your life. I can consider these are the kind of 2 years. I told my wife, right, and give me 2 years, I will be doing a power play. If it works for all. If doesn't work, I know how to, go back to work, right? So I've been doing last 20 years. So that's how we kind of, you know, came to an agreement where she is, taking care, the family and kids, and while I'm trying to do my, extra mile every day. So
There's an old saying that successful entrepreneurs understand that they've got to be willing to do now what others are not willing to do. So in the future, they've got choices others will not have.
right, very true, very true.
Yes, so well done. Well done for understanding that, Nick, articulating that. It's so true.
Yep.
It is. Circling back to the employees, and you mentioned this a little bit, what are the qualities that you seek in the employees that you choose to have join your team? And how do you foster a positive, productive work environment?
It's a good, from not only with this company, when I was working for some, big companies also, I always try to see the people who are like-minded and who are willing to learn and who don't have a, attitude. Attitude is something very small, but it make a big difference, right? And that's where, like, I don't really look for 200% matching skill set. If the 40, 50%, 60% matching skill set, having a good attitude to learn, to run extra mile, to do work hard, those are kind of qualities I see, when I'm hire the people, right? And then there is nothing rocket science. If something they don't know, I will teach them, right? And it's kind of a lead by an example. I will do multiple times. I will show them how to do, and that's where, like, I will build the proper DNA, right? And once we build like that, and they will stay, and we can retain them for the longer time, right? That is my, currently whatever, right, we have been doing last 3 4 years, right? And most of the employees are staying with us, and they're happy, and we're trying to looking into their, current projects, as well as, prospects, what they want to achieve, and having a one-to-one meetings to understand what they want to become in next 1 year, 3 years, 5 year goals. And we try to help them to achieve those goals, right? And also we will help them and recommend them to do some certifications, and in order to be, cope up with the evolution of the technologies, right? And that's where they need to be competent enough, in order to learn latest and greatest technologies also. So we'll keep kind of, talking to them and helping them in order to having their professional as well as, personal growth.
Excellent. So professional and personal. You said something pretty important. When you say professional and personal, mind expounding upon the fact you actually cover both?
Yep. So yeah, like, professional, where they're working currently and what they want to achieve, and how they want to achieve, right? And personal growth is kind of learning things, right? Because, for example, I'm working on some system integration role, which does not require a cloud, but I would like to learn cloud technologies, because I see that is something may complement in future when I work on some projects. So that is kind of a personal growth, right? I'm adding, not for today, for future, right? Eventually. So we are kind of recommending them, right? And not only, like, they are kind of learning the stuff which is required for the current project needs, also futuristic, right? And future prospects. So we try to, advise them to learn. That's where, they kind of feel, when, for example, if they finish the project, if they find project with a great company also, when they have all the skills, then they can be, moving on to a different project or a different company, right? And we were happy to, see that, their growth. And when they go there, and they will tell 10 people, like, how Invences is treated, and how Invences changed their lives, and how Invences played, in order to grow their, personal career, right? So that's what we're trying to build, the DNA.
Excellent. Very good. Well done. Excellent philosophies. I can see how you scaled to over 40 team members already. So any last words words of wisdom you'd like to share?
It's, I think, we already discussed most of the stuff. You asked right questions, and
Mhm.
again, like Invences is a technology solutions company, and our core vision is system integrator for telco, cloud, infrastructure, security, networking. This is the areas where we are currently contributing, and we are specialized in private networks, open RAN initiatives, edge computing, data center initiatives. So we can do all the way from layer 0 to layer 8, and soups to nuts, whole nine yards, right? So, and definitely, if you have any questions, or if you want to learn about more Invences, just visit invences.com or follow us on the LinkedIn, right? And that's where we are kind of keep on posting every day some meaningful posts, what we are doing about our partners, our customers, our current projects, and our industry updates. Everything we are posting on the LinkedIn, right? And if you want, you can check invences.com / capabilities to check our capabilities. Time to time, we will be changing that, and when we add new capabilities. So you will be kind of keep visiting us. If you are local, visit Carrollton, our office, 3740 North Jose Line, Carrollton, Texas, 75007, which is our address and where we are located until June. And we are moving to Frisco, a new facility
Nice.
from June onwards. But yeah, the website and LinkedIn presence will be the same, right? So thank you very much, Kevin, for your time. I think great chatting, and definitely, we would like to learn from more entrepreneurs what their journey, and how their journey started, and how what their challenges today. But I can tell all the upcoming entrepreneurs, it's all about your vision and doing consistently, persistently, day in, day out. If you believe in one thing, just do it, and at least try for 1,000 days before you give up.
Amen. Well said. Well said. Thank you for pouring into the business community, Bhaskara. Really greatly appreciated. Thank you.